Alhamdulillah.
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 Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil
Alamin. Alhamdulillah. 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 Rabbil Alamin. Tifnumbu. You know what somebody told me about APC? When we started the early research about what APC, Egbekegbe, truly mean. Baba, a lot of us found out that APC, Egbekegbe, they were the only group of criminals who succeeded in duping Christians, duping Muslims, duping educated people, duping the illiterates, duping the North, duping the South, duping the young, and duping the old. They duped the witches. They duped the wizards. Even Olosho, Olosho, they do promo because of APC, Egbekegbe, in the early 2015. And I can't see a witch. They tell me, say, now God go judge APC. I say, excuse me, have you repented? Or you know be witch again? See, this issue is beyond somebody being a witch. This is not an issue of being a witch. I know that my God will judge APC. I said, really? So then dupe you too. You believed in them. We thought they meant well. Even in the coven, we saw that APC was going to be good. And we thought, okay, yes. I said, well, use your power now. I said, which power? A person will chop, go fit to incantation. APC duped all of them. Can't make a lot of supposed intelligent and educated people become so foolish that it is becoming like, it is not just embarrassing now. Otiwa, the mental problems. APC alone. You see all those people where they speak in tongue. You hear Nyamiri, Oduduwa, Nyamiri, Yarewa, Anama Queen Lastini. A fun time. I have told you this many times. The breakup of Nigeria is not going to be because I want it or you don't want it. It is because of these criminals. The consequences of their actions will make it happen. Here you get. The one in the middle is already threatening Tifnumbu against 2027. And it was like, even if na Nyamiri, even if na infidel, this problem is too much. They cannot even understand it. When they corner Adeboye, you know, Adeboye don't get mental problem too, Abi. It's not, see, listen, some of you, they've seen some of the, it's only that he's now in danger to himself and he's a danger to the world. Adeboye is pretty much like a danger to the world now. What he says now, can cause a lot. And he's no longer in charge of his mental what have you anymore. And I'm saying this because I have seen older people who have lost their minds. But in Nigeria, they go say, in they talk to God. They go say, in they hear from God. And they should do something. By one me, are you not the one who started the protest against Goodluck Egbere Jolantan to provide security over Shiboka? Not that. How come you know if you're talking and you're like telling us that now evil spirit have been something they cause Nigeria a spiritual problem, they cause Nigeria problem. You the mad, Baba? Say, listen. Did I ever tell anybody here to vote for anybody? He said, no. And that moment I just felt sorry for the old man. And I'm not sorry.
I need to get this clear once and for all. My assignment is to pray for you, pray for nations, including Nigeria. My assignment has nothing to do with partisan politics. Don't distract my attention. You will bear me out, those of you who are genuine members of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. I have never told you this is the fellow you should vote for. Have I ever said that one? Whether in secret or in open? Never. I have never said this is the party you should belong to. I've never said it. I will never say it. And you know why? Because in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, every party is heavily represented. Everyone. APC, PDP, APGA, Labour Party, and some parties, you don't even know their names. The only reason I've never voted is that if I vote for anyone, I will be unjust to the rest of my children. I am the father of all.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Adébóyè lórúkọ ẹ̀, ó ti yẹ sìn. The name of my father is Kẹ́hìndé Bádéró. So you know your children and all of that. So you see those bobo and those nonsense and all that, right? They do work, yo. But for those of us who know Redeemed Church, we know that it is the prayer wing of APC. Egbekegbe Abadeboye monkey ni. No be Adeboye started political wing, believing that Pastor Ruga was going to become APC, Egbekegbe's candidate. Talon monkey, talon bobo. So if you are a member of RCCG and you become angry, it is intentional. I want to make you angry. Because if I say this and you get angry, why? We know the role this guy played. And to those of us who actually know them very closely, we know the roles they were planning to play. If to stay, Pastor Ruga become their... We know the role they play under Bokuwari's government because of Pastor Ruga. We know the role that guy played. So if you want to get emotional with me, you better start. And the ridiculous one that some of you are still not, I don't know, like once in a while I do see some of you Ashiris coming around to tell me to be careful and watch my mouth of what I say about men of God. Are you not tired? Eh? For years now, some of you Luri Brukus, because of how I address your pastorpreneurs, all of your men of dogs that you called pastors, pastorpreneurs in Nigeria. Do you know how many times you have actually wished evil on me? Because of this, your Luri Bruku pastors, Adeboye and Co. Does that not put to question that your useless faith that you said you have in that Nigeria? I'm a Christian. But you are worried for me because Adeboye's God is going to, what? He's going to blind me. Oh, he's going to make me deaf and dumb. Oh, he's going to give me stroke. Oh, Adeboye's God may just make me die. For years, you are waiting there, Abi, so that you can use me as a testimony inside Adeboye church, Abi. What does that kind of tell you about your religion? About that your religion, that your Nigeria Christianity there. What does that tell you? Do you never ever feel like, man, it's not in my place to wish this guy evil or feel sorry for him? The moment you begin to feel sorry for me because I talk about Adeboye or any of you Ashiri pastors, Bajue, criminal 419s, every time I talk about them, you just suddenly feel bad. Something evil is going to happen to me. Before anything happened to me, you go first finish your Adeboye, finish all this, your criminal. In fact, una go use your hand, finish them very soon. Before that, you are thinking, happened to me. Shay, you know the tyranny. It's been years now. And the same place where you are holding that useless belief, you are living in that hell. For those of you who are still alive, okay? Does that tell you anything? No? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I know you will still advise me. You are sure you will still advise me. Even if I curse you from today till tomorrow, you are still going to drop that useless comment. I'm just advising you. Can you just at least advise on yourself to get yourselves out of the shit hole that you are trying to normalize? Can you at least do that? People say when the poor have nothing to eat, they go soon they eat the rich. Do you understand? But in Nigeria, while we are waiting for the poor to eat the rich, Lions in the zoo. Even though, like I said, zoo is zoo, but I think Nnamdi Kanu that called Nigeria zoo, and some of us felt like he's being generous and kind. Zoo is organized. I think he's referring to the zoos in Nigeria that is pretty much like, hello, she mistake you. I want lion here being power. They look for job, they look for job. You can't go to work in the zoo in Nigeria. And you got to tell your family, say, now you they feed the animals. And it's a job. And you are looking at the animals that are completely underfed. And they are looking like every time you are feeding them, some of them are not even looking at the food. They are looking at you. They are looking at you. That's what happened in Nigeria Zoo, where a zookeeper became the dinner for an hungry lion. It's not a good story, okay? But this is how they said it happened.
Well, it was a very sad occurrence this afternoon today at Obafemi Awolowo University Mayfair, where the university lost a dedicated staff to lion attack. We never thought that somebody could die like that in the line of duty. Mr. Bode Olawiyi, a veterinary technologist of more than 2 decades of experience, had been in charge of our university zoological garden for more than a decade now. And I must say loud and clear that Bode has been taking care of these lions even since the time they were born. And I must say this, that they were actually born into his hands. So, and he's been tendering them for the past 9 years. And he went there this afternoon to feed them as usual. We never knew what came over the male lion that he had to attack Mr. Olawiyi that way. The medical team of the university had to be there, led by the chief, our own acting director of the Medical and Health Center of the university. The other members of staff tried everything they could to rescue Mr. Olawiyi from the grip of this white cat. But their power could not withstand the aggression of the male lion. So they had to call on the university security apparatus, who came with their, weapons. And when they too could not do anything, within their human powers, so they had to utilize the aggressive lion. The medical team got there, did everything they could, the first aid and other medical efforts to save Mr. Olawiyi. But the white cat had already inflicted severe fatalities on Mr. Bode Olawiyi. It's a pity we lost him in the line of duty. The Vice Chancellor is not happy about that because we had to rush to the scene of the incident for an on-the-spot assessment. The monument has sent a delegation to the widow and the... I'm sorry,
It's okay. But it's a thing for you, the thing for you, see. All these ones about... Anyway, may God rest the soul of Mr. Bode Olawiyi. It's, it's a job accident, you call it, unfortunately. But when you see the image of the killed animal, it was more or less like the animal was fighting for his life before hunger kill him. And, could probably help himself, but it's unfortunate that both of them are no more today. So in case if you, by any means, you are looking at the situation in Nigeria and you think, why did not God just create you as a lion or create you as a dog, as a pet? Right now, you see, they tell dogs whether they feed with chicken, dogs that were eating dog food before APC happened. And the owner, they tell the dog now, why are you not playing outside like other dogs? Go there and look for something. Because right now, you know what I mean? So everybody is suffering it. God can't create you as a lion. concrete inside Nigeria zoo, lion inside Nigeria zoo, or animal inside Nigeria zoo. I don't think you would like that. If you have a chance of reviewing it as, there's nothing that is not touched in that place now. And one of the characters or actors who participated in the genesis of all of this, Solomon Dalong, you remember him? I kind of like the way he started, but I didn't like the way he finished, okay? He worked for Bokwari. Now, while he was working for Bokwari, I don't want to disturb you with all he did, okay? But he was their, sport minister. The guy said, yeah, we failed Nigerians. And if I am taken right now and they take me to the stake and they shot me at stake for what we did to Nigerians when we were in government with Bokwari, I deserve it. That's it for me. But it's fake, it's lie, okay? But it's somebody like you can use that in the future and say, Mr. Dalong, you remember this video? This particular one? We are now taking the first line of your statements. Maybe you should listen.
Solomon Dalong had never claimed to be a saint. I have admitted severally. And even if it requires that I will be tied to the stake and shot for my role in Buhari's government, I deserve it. Because we failed Nigerians. I've said this several times and I've apologized several times. So trying to make issues out of that is inconsequential for now.
Okay.
We failed because those promises that constitute the mandate of Buhari's government, which I was part of it, was not achieved after 8 years. Despite the fact that it's one of the government in the history of Nigeria that Nigerians invested, including common people, to bring the government into power. So I am not trying to play saint. But all I am saying is that despite that, Buhari did not even survive my toxic mouth. I did not spare Buhari, even in government or out of government. About my failure that has been referred to in sports, to the best of my knowledge, I did my modest best, and I still have a tall and unchallenged achievement in that ministry. It's left for people to accept. My brother and friend, Daniel Bwala, who had decided to maybe consider whatever my opinions were as a hostile approach. I've apologized to him because he has referred to me as a multidimensional, to be multidimensionally incompetent. I am not laying claim to monopoly of knowledge, but all I am saying is that how could President Tinubu be surrounded by such Cambridge intellectuals, yet local women in Mina understood the dynamics of Nigerian politics more than them. I mean, these women, none of them was wearing anything more than 10,000, and they're not properly schooled. But they were able to mobilize people to protest, meaning the thesis of the protest was more superior to the intellectual prowess of the likes of Bwala and Onanuga, because the women were saying that an empty stomach does not listen to a voice of gospel. And that is what I am saying, that the president should concentrate on tackling and not the blame game. Buhari tried in his modest way. What did he do differently? Buhari appreciated the dynamics of the Nigerian economy when he came in, because he appointed a very modest cabinet of 36 ministers. Each minister was approved only 2/8. Buhari did not change vehicle in the first 4 years of his tenure that I also served. Buhari cut his salary by 50%. Buhari also took measures that brought Nigeria out of recession within a year. Even though in the final analysis, he is a hero of wars to be once celebrated for not being able to run the race to the end.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
They're just blabbing and all that. I told you I just needed the first statement so that in the future, if the citizen arrest happens and Dalong is grabbed by you and he's saying, forgive me, please let me go and all of that, just play the first line of that video, which he admitted, and apply the justice that it deserves, including this man who is doing the human job, saying, do not blame Tifnubu, but Bokwari. Might play that one for you too. Listen.
There is an unexpected message from the former military administrator Ibrahim Babangida, and he's saying that if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not careful, there'll be a military takeover. What's your take on that?
Esther, the chickens are coming home to roost. Did I not tell you that Tinubu is in hostage? He's being held in bondage.
Why would you say you keep saying he's in hostage, but did he not know most of these challenges when he said he wanted to be the president?
Wait, they led a minefield for Tinubu. You can see all the local leaders who could not talk when Buhari was there. You can see how they are now breathing down on the neck of Tinubu. Unfortunately, his kinsmen cannot even rise up to the occasion.
A couple of his kinsmen are actually chastising him.
Who are who?
They're chastising him. They're complaining.
They cannot defend him. No. Because when Buhari was there, he was the one that created this problem for him. Everything that Tinubu is doing in office now was created by Buhari. Meanwhile, nobody has been able to call Buhari out. That is why I'm worried. I am so, in fact, I'm disappointed by local leaders telling us that it is not their Biku, this and that. Why did they carry that Biku when Buhari was there? Look at all the things Buhari did in office. Esther, don't look at, you can see that we have.
Abba, wait a minute.
Anyway, my time is almost done, and I still have like about 3-4 stores to share with us. Okay, what happened is that to those who are asking the Igbos to stop saying they won't join the protest, that they should just, stop saying that, stop saying that it's not, we should not, it's going to make you a target. The Igbos people are going to be, Baba, if you are Igbo, be bold enough to say you are not joining. Do not let anybody gaslight you, blackmail you, however you choose to react to what is happening in Nigeria right now. So for those who are asking, what are the Igbos doing in this hardship? They are mostly traders, you know that, right? But this is what they have been doing and how they have been protesting against hardship in Nigeria on his man debt.
So these men called me that I should come and drink. Yeah. They are flexing. They said they love Tinubu's government, and they say no Igbo man should join any protest.
Yes, sir.
It's way back time. Yes. If we want you before and you refuse to leave, I am mandate, we shall start. 8 years. Who government good for you guys? So this man
Continue. 70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you?
There is a public announcement that you are supposed to be aware of now. And that is, apart from the fact that your petroleum price is going to jump up soon, I shared an image of that somebody uploaded when they bought, fuel in Enugu. And the Lagos Abobaku, the Were Oshogbu Alimajiri, jumped under it and said, this Mayegun is posting nonsense. I still bought it for 620. Where did you see money to buy fuel? All these say binas on social media. You tell them, how can this spaghetti be 900 naira? You will see a shearing, a never chop will jump there and say, I still bought it for 600 naira in my street this afternoon. We're in a fine barrel. But just because the impulse in them is telling them to go there and say it's a lie, it's a fake news. He jumped and he said, diesel in Nigeria is 1,100. Papa, say any of you waiting here, don't buy diesel for 1,100 naira in the last 10 months in Nigeria. Any of you here? Anyway, somebody shall say, well, with the cost of, fuel going on to 800 naira, 1,100 naira, add them to electricity. Because according to this guy, from what we have, right, they say that the Nigerian Ministry of Power, they hold power money. All the federal parastatals, agencies, ministry, all of them, they hold NEPA. The As Old Rock, Abuja, they hold NEPA. 47 billion naira. Ministry of Power alone is owing the power company in Nigeria 1.7 billion. Ministry of Power. And they are telling you that we'll soon have electricity. What if your subsidy on it? Go come out wire within your house now. Because as it is, the Shege I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. Here is a peculiar mess. Penkele Mercy, your minister of darkness. He has an announcement.
A lot of these things may not have come to the press, may not have come to the media. Oh, we have not seen what you are doing. I can tell you, we've been working tirelessly, 24/7, to serve you. So I'll let you know some of those things that we are doing. Like they say that the chicken sweats, but the feathers will not reveal it. We're working. Believe in us that we're working. Trust us that we are working for you and we will achieve results. So I'll let you have a copy of that. The issues with the electricity supply value chain, they are very, very simple issues, like I always say. But they are in multiples. There are very many of them. And if I start listing these issues, everybody here will tell me, this is the solution. If I say, okay, there's a shortage of gas supply, you say, pay for gas, let them give you gas. If I tell you there are no meters, what is there? Acquire meters and install it. If I say that, our power lines are weak, transmission lines, reconduct line, do a reconductoring of the lines. If I say, the poles are falling for distribution, buy new poles. I say, okay, collections is low for the discos. You tell us, I'll chase the debtors, get your collections. These are very simple issues, truly. But as simple as they are, why have we not solved these issues in the past 60 years? Which we all know that then something fundamental must be wrong. So there are multiple simple technical operational problems across all segments in the value chain, from the supply of gas to the thermal plants, to the operations of the turbines themselves, to evacuation of power generated, to transmission, that's long distance transport of power to load centers, to poor infrastructure for distribution, weak power lines, falling poles, inadequate meter, huge meter gap, tripping off of injection substations, feeders, and all that. These are issues, and they are multiple. But they are made complicated by lack of sustaining liquidity and infrastructural funding, as well as structural misalignment within the sector. That is the complications. Liquidity, funding of investment and infrastructure improvements, and lack of compliance with market rules in this sector. If we're able to solve these complications, I can tell you the other issues are too simple to resolve. Because electricity may look abstract to a lot of us, but it is not different from the normal economic goods and services that we consume on a daily basis, because it involves just three segments in the value chain, which is production, in layman's language, transportation, and delivery. Production is the generation, which can come from hydropower plants as a source. It can come from thermal plants using gas. It can come from solar. It can come from wind. Any other biogas source. The transportation is what we refer to as transmission, which is transportation over a long distance from the power generating company's location to where the power is required, which is the load or demand center. That's transmission. Then the last segment is distribution. That is delivery. That is delivery into doorsteps of power consumers, which is households.
Aṣíwájú. Àkọ́bí aṣíwájú. Kò tó gbàgbọ́ Nàìjíríà, kò tó gbèsèrí. Kò tó gbèsèrí. Àkọ́bí ọ̀gá mi, ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwa ń ṣe sí. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwa ń ṣe sí. Àwọn aráàlú, wọ́n sunkún, ìyà ń jẹ wá gbọ́dọ̀ aláìdè, kò tún síná. Kò tún síná. Báwo ló ṣe wá jẹ́ aláìdè, ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwa ń ṣe sí. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwa ń ṣe sí. Àwọn èèyàn bàjẹ́. Àríjẹ́nìdì ìmọ̀ àgbàrú, ẹ̀wá bí forí pamọ́ sí. Ẹ̀wá bí forí pamọ́ sí. Àkọ́bí. Báwo aláàánú sọ ẹ̀ má kọ̀ tí ikú. Ẹ má kọ̀ tí ikú. Aláàánú ni Àkọ́bí aṣíwájú. Àkọ́bí aṣíwájú. Gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà à ń bínú. À ń bínú. Gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà à ń bínú. À ń bínú. Àwọn oníṣòwò ńlá yìí wọ́n bínú. Wọ́n bínú. Ẹ̀wọ̀n tó wọ̀ ọ̀dọ́là àgbàmọ́ wà lọ́wọ́. Àgbàmọ́ wà lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ wọn jí ni pé ní Nàìjíríà ojúṣe wa jẹ́. Ojúṣe wa jẹ́. Àkọ́bí Ádámì ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwa ń ṣe sí. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwa ń ṣe sí. Mo wá ń bá àlù ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní sùúrù fákọ̀bí. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ sùúrù fákọ̀bí. Mo ń bá àlù ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní sùúrù fákọ̀bí. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní sùúrù fákọ̀bí. Gbogbo ń bá wa nílẹ̀ yìí.
Nuisance lele.
To put them all together in one, and I'm managing my time too, not to be out of it. This is why you also have to send some equity to that madman, K1 himself. I listen to his music a lot, okay, but you see that is politics, right? And what he's contributed to. If you don't remember, on the day of elections, that they are stopping the Igbos from participating in the election at Okota area of Lagos State. It was this madman, Kwam1, that led thugs that not only beat people up at Okota, they killed people just because they wanted Tifnumbu to be the president. It's a flashback. If you have forgotten, this happened.
The musician is here
beating people. He want to take pulling voting material into his president.
You mean Kwan?
Kwan one, yes. Ladia Jomole is there mobilizing criminals to attack Labour Party agents everywhere. And the policemen are there. They are even joining the army to attack Labour Party agents. Go to any police unit. You see police putting away pulling unit agents of Labour Party. I'm calling on the INEC chairman to cancel this election. Because what is happening in Lagos has never happened in any election before.
You mean this thing was done to you by APC people?
Yes. They took my 24-karat gold watch and my bango. The musician is here beating people. He want to take pulling voting.
Sorry, sir. They did that. So who is laughing now and who is crying now? I bet that man, wherever he is right now, is having a better life on his own because he's probably never expecting anything from the Milocons, right? So whenever he sees somebody like K1 there, we just be like, we just laugh and say, so you did this, you did that because of this, right? Your minister of darkness, I'm going to, your minister of darkness, you're a lecturer, being a minister, who is telling you about transmission, transmission, transmission. You remember that time when we did transmission? And those are the people telling you that Tifnumbu is working. We are working. The chicken is sweating. It is the feathers that is not letting you see it. We are working for you. I mean, we are working, go. You all need to understand how this whole thing works. Jesus Bami. I mean, if I sit here, I can pretend to pretend I didn't see anything, but what I see, the pieces of information I have to put together and just pretty much arrive at an easy sort of a conclusion makes me worry for those of you who are indeed innocent, but you are not really saying what we are saying. Nigeria is done for. But before I take my break, right, I'll show you another clown. Soludol and Soludumbu. Say Bengbu. Something like that is what they called him in Anambra. The man that told them he would turn Anambra State to the Japan of Africa. It could be like the native Dibia from the Okija shrine. Soludol, Soludumb. See fight between Soludumb and a contractor. You remember when I said a lot of you, if you see Nigerians and the way they carry title and certificates like that, I say, Mr. Ken Okoli. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Ken. Dr. Ken Okoli. So you knew that I'm a doctor and you did not put doctor. Do you think it's easier for you not to become a PhD holder? So you are calling me Mr. What an insolence. So you expect me to be answering your name? I mean, answering Mr. Okoli. Are you? I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, Doctor. Dr. Okoli. Is Mr. Akin? Please come here, Mr. Akin. Mr. Akin, we are calling you, sir. Sir, Mr. I say no. You have to call me Engineer Akin. Engineer. You have no respect. Do you know how many years I went to school to be an engineer, a civil engineer? A construction engineer. Àwọn olórí burúkú ara yìí náà, àwọn tó dá Nigeria rú, all of you na engineer na special laborer you dey do for Pakistani factories, abi wetin they call them, all those Indian factories. The system did not support to actually make you build something in a country that should be like a construction site. You will be seeing the Pakistanis, you'll be seeing the Chinese, you'll be seeing the Germans, the Julius Baja guys and all that. And you will see Nigerians who went to school to study building this, building that. They apply for a job to go and work for Julius Baja, to go and work for this, because those are the people that help them to launder the stolen money from Nigeria through construction, and all that. But what about the local engineers? All of them, where they fight for title. That's how you will know that Nigeria is not for you. Do you understand? Engineers, we know they build anything. Nigeria engineers know they build shishi. But they love to build houses now. Yeah, they love houses. They say, architect. I'm architect. Or ask them to come and build real structures, road, bridges, and all that. They will build them to Nigeria standard. You can go on the wonder. Where are those engineers that Nigeria is graduating every year? What are they building? That is why he's saying Begbo. I've been a solo dump. I has to say, 9 months. 9 months we have paid you, and we are still waiting for this road. 9 months.
You know, this road was supposed to, do you know, the entire project was supposed to be ended by June last year. Eight months afterwards. This is 8 months after this project was supposed to, all the entire project was supposed to have ended. No, you don't have the capacity. You don't have the capacity to do the job.